Okay, can everyone hear me now? Can you hear me? Okay. Let me try to make this good again. My bad, everyone. I'm still trying to get used to having my screen here and actually using my big ultra wide screen as my new setup here. If I can get this correct. Okay, all right. I think we are good now here. Oops, don't want to have that. All right, okay. Actually, I'm glad that happened. It's letting more people to come in. All right, so Ken, I apologize. So what I was talking about SPY here is that we've been seeing, the constant buying the dip strategy working here again and again and again. Okay, we've been holding on the weekly time frame on the 10 and 21 SMAs. And now, if you already know, or if you don't know, those are my two momentum SMAs on whatever time frame that you're looking at, whether it be 5 minute, 15 minute, hourly, 4 hour, 2 hour, daily, weekly. Okay, but we've been absolutely grinding up higher since March 2020 lows. We've had this V-shaped recovery, and it's been going pretty well as far as I can say. Okay, but right now, I really think that we need to consolidate here and let off some steam because we are also at a psychological level, around 450. I mean, we've been hanging around 450, and once we were basically, well, if we look at the daily time frame, kind of chopping around 450 to 453 ish, we started to flush below, and for the first time since we've have had these dips like this, we were actually just slowly going down. We've been having red days on SPY instead of the very quick movement to the downside and a quick momentum shift back towards the buyers, and we immediately move back up and head to all-time highs. Instead, this week and we just been selling off and selling off and selling off slowly into the trend line. So this kind of tells me that buyers are now sort of getting scared here. All right, and they're getting a little bit more cautious, meaning they want to stay out a little bit until they see other buyers coming back in, and that kind of gives me a cautionary tale there, a sign that sellers can, well, basically sellers can come in, right, and that void of buyers. So that really tells me that we need to see some type of consolidation soon. So basically a break of this trend line and eventually a break of this daily 50 SMA that we've been using as a huge area of support and SMA support. So once if we break out of this 50 SMA, and I really hope so, because we're in a dire need of consolidation here. All right, we need to let off some steam in order to see some more all-time highs again. And I've seen a lot of people say online that we can head back up to 500, but if we do at these current levels, that's just absolutely crazy, and that's gonna change. Well, we've been seeing change, a whole complete paradigm shift of the whole market, basically. After that whole debacle with GME, the short squeezes from by retail traders, we've been seeing some huge paradigm shift in the market where every single dip, a huge dip that we've seen in overall markets, we've been heading up higher and higher and higher. Okay, so if this buy this dip strategy keeps on making the market go up higher and higher until we hit 500, that's gonna be absolutely insane. All right, but so far, I still think that we need to break this downtrend here. But like usual, I'm going to follow the trend and not go against the trend. Okay, so that's with SPY and QQQ, same thing. Okay, QQQ, we've been seeing that buy the dip strategy working so far. If I like the weekly time frame here, right? I mean, it's been having a absolute a monstrous movement to the upside here. And sure, QQQ. I would say we can revisit the 21 SMA on the weekly time frame because we've had multiple times, quite a few times here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 times. All right, and I would be surprised if we have a fifth one. Right, and so if we flush down to maybe around 360, okay, which is our nice psychological level there, a whole number area, that'll be great. Which means SPY can also move down to the next psychological support area, maybe around 436-ish, or maybe even lower than that, maybe even back to 423-ish, okay, or maybe 421-ish as well. Okay, so in order for us to kind of basically move up higher in the overall markets here, I would say that we need to have some sort of a large consolidation. All right, we need to let off some steam. Okay, so IWM. So IWM is a slightly different story here. I would say IWM has been lagging, obviously, but we've been making a huge, nice weekly bull flag. This is a textbook bull flag, and what I mean by that is that we have a solid horizontal support level here, and then a solid horizontal resistance level here. So this is a textbook bull flag. This is what if you look at for example my beginner's trading guide, I 100% completely define what a bull flag is, and this is exactly what a bull flag looks like. It's a textbook bull flag. Any type of a trading book that you guys have read or may see in the future, this is what a perfect bull flag looks like. And so I am going to be looking at small cap names, all right, and I'm going to be looking at IWM here. All right, so we have our flagpole here, which was our impulsive run up this ascending channel that we've had, and eventually we broke below, which is exactly what I would want to see on SPY here. All right, exactly something like this. All right, and IWM is already doing it. It has been since basically the start of this year. All right, so as the 200 SMA catches up here, I'm going to expect either a break to the downside one more time and go back down to hit the support of 210, okay, or we're going to continue up high and eventually break up above 230. So here's what I actually expect here. Okay, if we see a huge flush on all the major market, basically, so SPY, QQQ, DJI or MDY, the mid cap stocks, I would say IWM can actually move inverse to the overall market. So more money can flow into the small cap stocks, and more money will outflow the big cap stocks. All right, and so that can actually that's very, very probable that it can actually happen. So make sure you guys watch for IWM here, because if we break out of this big bull flag here, we can see IWM go to 250. Okay, so that'll be my huge psychological level that I need to be watching for. All right, okay, so Tesla. All right, so Tesla has been, let's look at the weekly time frame here. I apologize about all the levels here. All these levels are from my daily and my intraday time frame, so I do have to keep them on there, as I've pointed out all these important levels here for myself. Okay, so far I don't really see anything special we've just been buying the dip every single time on Tesla, and we've held this ascending support trend line one more time this week. If you look at the daily time frame, right? On Monday, we flushed all the way back down to a previous level of support and previous level of resistance around 7.0, not 7.0, maybe 7.10. Okay, 7.10 is a good number there. And so we reversed all the way back. We reversed hard actually, and buyers came in really strong. But if I take the 4-hour time frame, it seems like we can head up higher actually. So we actually have, let me use one of these lines here. Resistance, solid level of resistance around 263. So if we're able to clear that up above 263, we should be heading up higher back towards solid level of resistance around 780. Okay, and we should have a double top there once we hit that area. As you guys can see, this was the first top, and if we hit 780, we should see a double top forming right there. Okay. All right. So that is it for the names that Ken has given me. All right, so I actually want to go over some tickers here. So PLTR. All right, so PLTR has been a popular ticker to go over on my my lives here. And so PLTR has been relatively stable in the fact that it hasn't really gone anywhere. But for the last few weeks, we've been seeing a huge amount of consistent buying going to his name. So every single time, so if I look at the 2-hour time frame here, right, we've had a solid double bottom right here around 25. All right, and we've been holding 25 as a huge level of support. Okay, and actually before I move on to, let me actually notify my Discord group here that I am live. All right. Okay. So, you know, on the 2-hour time frame, everything looks great. We ended up above 27, which I've been waiting for the past few weeks. And we've had a straight line towards 27.50. All right, that's where I will be seeing a potential immediate rejection back down. All right, and so that means that'll be my potential profit target there. But since this is our third touch here, since I'm going to be considering this one as my first touch here, I wouldn't say any of these are, because this is too far in the past. Since this is early 2021, but this is 3 months into 2021, so I'll be considering this one as my first, and then this will be my second touch of 27.50, and potentially tomorrow or this week we will have that third touch. And if you guys know the 3-touch golden rule, whenever we touch either a support or resistance 3 times, most likely that third touch is going to be a breakout, or after the third touch you might see a little bit of a rejection, and then once we kind of hang around 27.50, we should see a nice push upwards and into my next profit target around 29.20ish. Okay, so that's kind of my game plan for PLTR. I am holding October contracts, October 15th. I used to hold January, next year's contracts at the break of here, of this big symmetrical triangle or wedge, and I took profits right here at rejection around 26.80ish, I believe was the number. Okay, and I came back in today, all right, at the break of I think intraday was like 26.50ish, I think, if I'm not wrong here. Yeah, around there. So somewhere around here. Yeah, so I got a little bit early instead of waiting for a 26.70ish touch. Okay, so that's kind of it for PLTR. And then another one I want to look at was J&J. So all the vaccines names were selling off, like Moderna, PFE, Pfizer, and Johnson & Johnson. And Johnson & Johnson is what I'm swinging this today. And the reason why I am swinging this is that first off, whenever I see a daily time frame and we're oversold like this, I mean, I'll automatically assume that we're oversold without looking at the RSI, but it's always good to check and confirm. And indeed we were. And today we came right back above 30. And so we were extremely oversold. And all the other major time frames, intraday time frames, like the 2 hour that I always look at. And so I decided to get in at the break of 160, I think around 164.80. Okay, so 164.80 cents. And so once I got in, I basically didn't do anything because I'm swinging this name. And the reason why I'm swinging this name is that we've kind of gone a little bit too far. So when we have a convergence of information with the RSI oversold and the fact that we are kind of distant from the 10 and the 21 like this. Okay, this is like, let's see. So yeah, that's over 5 points, or like basically 5 points away from this 10 SMA. Okay, so I am back. So the reason why, like I said, we have converging information like this, with the oversold RSI, especially on a daily time frame, I expect a nice big 2 to 3 day at the very least bounce, at least back towards my profit target. Personally, will be around 167.50 to 168. But if you don't see that push back upwards and maybe a close around 166.50 tomorrow, I will be out. Okay, because that means we can potentially sell off more to this 200 SMA here. Okay, so that's kind of what I want to see for JNJ. And then next we have DKNG. Okay, DraftKings. So this is the gambling name here, right? It's the gambling company where people can place bets. Sports betting and stuff like that. I'm not into that, but it's a very popular name and a very popular platform to do those sports betting. But so far, DKNG, the reason why I want to watch today was that we're right back down to that 21 SMA, and this 21 SMA is a very, very good area to look at, especially when the prices come back down to this 21 SMA. During the uptrend. So when we have this a little tiny, consolidation sell-off here into the 21 SMA, you can kind of count on the 21 SMA to provide a solid area of support when we're in this uptrend, because we are still in this uptrend. Now, the uptrend will be invalidated if we do not hold $56. So if we come back down, so if we lose the 21 SMA and then come all the way back down to $56 here, and then if we lose 56, that will be our official breakdown of this huge uptrend that we've been having for the past few weeks. All right, so so far today we've held it perfectly. We had a perfect touch on the 21 SMA here. I love to see that. And so if we start moving like this, since I can kind of gauge what can happen here. If you start kind of moving like this, and kind of using the this resistance area around, I would say around 64.50ish as a major area of resistance, and we start making, let's say, support around 62ish. Okay, that'll be very, very nice to see, and eventually a break up higher. Okay, so that's kind of what I want to see for DKNG. Okay, so we have about 6 minutes left. Does anyone else have some takers that they want me to? That you guys want to see. I guess actually let me go over Ford before I take in any more submissions of tickers here. So Ford is also another one that I got in today. The reason being is that we've been on this solid pullback here. So a descending channel is what this chart pattern is called, and I've been eyeing this for weeks. Okay, actually for the past month. All right. I got in here during the middle of August and it failed here. I expected to break above 14 and then we sold off all the way down to 12.50ish, which was our previous area of resistance. Okay, and we used it as new support and we came back down again, relatively the same area here, and then we bounced right back up. Okay, Vivian, I will do AMD right after this. Thank you very much. So Ford, I got in at, I'll show you exactly where I got in actually. Okay, I got in right here at the retest of 13 and I patiently waited. And then we eventually went all the way up to 13th point, I believe, let's see, 25. That was our high of the day today. I think it was 27 actually, in fact. No, it's 25. Okay, so we ended up on a high note here. We ended up very, very close to the high of the day, and we saw an increase of volume. So tomorrow I'm going to see, I'm probably going to see a little sell off into like maybe 13.16, ish, and then we're going to see that bounce again, and we might continue up higher eventually towards 13.50, which will be my first area to take profit, to take profits basically. And as you guys already know, I love to use my SMAs here as my profit targets as well, and this 50 SMA is coinciding with the 13.50ish. All right, even the 50 SMA today ended up around 13.52. Okay, so this looks very, very nice. Okay, tomorrow will also be a very nice area of entry as well, to be honest, if we get a low tiny dip. All right, so if you guys are not in Ford, this could be a very good trade idea as well. Okay, Vivian, let's look at AMD. So AMD, okay, these are the trend lines I actually made before trading started this week. So on Sunday here. And so what we're seeing here is finally some consolidation, an actual consolidation here, where most likely we will start trading like this within these two ascending and descending trend lines. Okay, and eventually we will have to break up to the upside, or if we fail, we will have to go move to the downside. Okay, so this is kind of what I'm going to be expecting, to be honest here, this scenario, because semis have been very, very strong. But if you look at the 2-hour time frame here, we made a nice little slightly off double bottom here. All right, we're kind of using 102 to 102.50ish as our solid area of support here. But at the same time, we revisited the ascending support trend line and bounced off of it. So I'm going to be expecting us to kind of stay away from this ascending support trend line so that we can actually kind of stay near this descending level of resistance, which will tell me that the price wants to break out of this pennant pattern here. So this is a bull pennant. The reason being is that we have two trend lines here that are converging at a point here, and so price can constantly bounce and reject off of these two trend lines as trend line of support and trend line of resistance. So I'm going to be expecting another revisit at this level of resistance, another rejection, and then another bounce, rejection, bounce, and rejection. Okay, so far for AMD, this price range is great. I would say AMD will get a lot harder to play when we start tightening the price range, as we're kind of following the range that's been defined by these trend lines here. So Vivian, if you want to play this, I would say it's still a great price to get in, especially if we are able to break above 106 tomorrow. But obviously, if you're a little bit more risk averse and more risk tolerant, you can get in a lot earlier than that. But we have a good price range so far, and I would say AMD would also be also give another great opportunity if we reject off of this descending trend line, descending resistance trend line here, and then movement downwards here. Okay, so if we stay within this pattern perfectly, and which will be our ideal situation, we can see a nice breakout like this back towards 112. Okay, and eventually if we are able to break out of 112, we will see another hit around 115. Okay, so those are your levels there. All right, so I hope that makes sense, Vivian. Okay, we are hitting the 30-minute mark. I hope all the people who have joined here, the 3-4 people, that this was a very, very, I guess, a very valuable live as usual. I try to make it as valuable as possible for you all. But yeah, that is it for today. I will see you guys on Friday around maybe earlier than 7. I will try to be live maybe 15 minutes before 7. Okay, so that you guys have maybe if some of you guys taking notes, because I know some of you guys do take notes to prepare yourself. You're welcome, Vivian. You're welcome. All right. Okay, so yeah, so on Friday, I'll see you guys all on Friday. The live is back every other weekday. All right, and if you guys want, please check out the C.F.O Swing Watch, because I know some of you guys always ask me where the link is, but the link is down below in the description box. All right, so once this live is published, or even right now, you guys can take a look at it as well. But if you guys have any more questions, you guys can email me at chartsfor1@gmail.com or on my Instagram at chartsfocus1. But all the links should be down there in the description box. All right. Have a great rest of your night. I will see you guys all on